Hello friends, this is Rajdeep. Welcome to Learning Insight. This is our top 500 MCQ series and video number 4. If you have not seen earlier videos, please watch these videos. And if you are new in this channel, please consider for subscribing, like and share as well. So let's start. Okay, first question, which service provide health, education, feeding, nutrition, referral services and non-formal education? So these service normally provided by ICDS, that is our Integrated Child Development Services. So Integrated Child Development Service is a Government of India sponsor program, is India's primary social welfare schemes, you can say, for tackle the malnutrition issues and health problems in the children below the age of 6 years and their mothers as well. So the ICDS programs aim to provide the services to the preschool children in integrated manner so as to ensure proper growth, development of children in rural, urban, semi-urban, then tribal areas and slum areas. Remember, ICDS is a centrally sponsored program. So move to the next question, what are the silent feature of family welfare? So silent feature क्या है family welfare का? First option, provision of services and supplies as close to doorsteps of the expectors as possible. B, development of facilities for rapid increase in female literacy. Option C, proper linkage with other ministries and department concerned. Option D, intensified effort to spread awareness and information through imaginative use of multimedia and interpersonal communication. Yes, all of these are the silent feature for family welfare, because family welfare is being implemented as a whole voluntary program and is an integrated part of our overall growth, covering like health, maternity, child care, all these things. So basically it includes all of these are the correct as a silent feature for family welfare. Now next question, which one of the following pioneering institute in the country in the sphere of rural development? So rural education फील्ड में सबसे पुराना और सबसे प्रायनियर इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम बताने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. सो ये आपका होगा गांधीग्राम रूरल इंस्टीट्यूट. गांधीग्राम रूरल इंस्टीट्यूट जो है वो सबसे प्रायनियर इंस्टीट्यूट इन द कंट्री इन द फील्ड ऑफ rural education, and it's also known as Deemed University in respect of rural education. Presently it's a Deemed University in respect of rural education. Now next question, on January 26, 1950, which country declared as a welfare state? So it's our country only. India has declared on 26 January 1950 that India is a welfare state. Question, from the constitution of which country was the concept of fundamental right and judicial review taken? So this concept fundamental right and judicial review जो concept है ये हमारा constitution में कहाँ से लिया गया था? So that was has been taken from United States of America. So United States of USA से ये concept fundamental right and judicial review लिया गया था हमारे constitution में. Now next question, okay. Economic justice as one of the objective of Indian Constitution has been provided in. So economic justice जो है is one of the objective of our Indian Constitution, and ये कहाँ से ये कहाँ पे प्रोवाइड किया गया था हमारे Constitution में? ये प्रोवाइड किया था Preamble and Directive Principle of State Policy. So Preamble and Directive Principle of State Policy में ये mention है कि is one of the objectives of economic justice as one of the objectives of our constitution. Now next question, assertion, okay. A, if a person feels that his fundamental right has been violated, that is infringed, he can approach a law court for his right. Fundamental rights are justifiable. Both are correct because first we'll identify if A is correct, then we'll identify R is reason is correct. Now we find that both are correct. Now we'll go with whether R is the correct explanation of A. So yes, fundamental rights are justifiable, we know that. So yes, fundamental rights are justifiable and it's a correct explanation of A. So both are correct, and A is a correct explanation of A, because fundamental rights are justifiable in nature and can be enforced by court of law, and directive principle of state policy is not justifiable, is a non-justifiable. Justifiable means what? Justifiable means that if these rights are violated by the government or any individual or anyone else, the individual or the victims can or has the right to approach the Supreme Court or High Court for the protection of his or her own right. So it's a justifiable. Now next question, which one of the following fundamental right has been the subject of maximum litigation and controversy? So यहाँ पे दिया गया फंडामेंटल राइट से कौन सा राइट है जो मैक्सिमम क्रिटिसिज्म और कंट्रोवर्सी में आया था. सो वी नो दैट दिस राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी हैज़ बीन रिमूव from our fundamental rights and now it's became a legal right. So right to property will be your correct options here. So next question, right to equality is an important right provided for the articles. So right to equality कौन सा article include करता है? We know that there are 6 fundamental right and right to equality is one of the fundamental right. So कौन सा right include करता है right to equality? We know that article number 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, all these are articles under the right to equality, under this right to equality. So it's include article 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So both article 14 and 17 are fall under the right to equality. Now next question, the social learning theorist Portley. So social learning theorist क्या बोलता है? So we'll have to read the first, learners as passive recipient of environmental influence. Then option B, no individual differences with explaining behavior. And then option C, learner as having internal cognitive process to explain imitations. And option D, both A and C. So the social learning theories actually portray no individual differences with explaining behavior, because in social learning approaches emphasis is given on the personality development, and this personality development through the experience and some behavior patterns are learned through direct experience. So this theory portrays that no individual differences with explaining behavior. Now next question, Prashant believes that the major purpose of a personality theory is to explain the consistency of human behavior. Your best guess as to which type of personality theory describe his view is. So Prashant believes that major purpose of personality theory is to explain consistency of human behavior. So consistency of human behavior ये प्रशांत का मेन पर्पस है पर्सनैलिटी थ्योरी का, एक्सप्लेन एज ए कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. सो आपको क्या लगता है कि कौन सा पर्सनैलिटी थ्योरी ये डिस्क्राइब कर सकता है हिज व्यू को? सो इज टॉकिंग अबाउट साइको एनालिटिक थ्योरी. साइको एनालिटिक थ्योरी नॉर्मली डिस्क्राइब हिज व्यूज बिकॉज psychoanalytic theory is based on the depth study of individual personality, and this theory also have 3 factors like id, ego, superego, which interact and govern the behavior. So this theory or views fall under the psychoanalytic theory. Now next question, according to Roger, anxiety and defensive behavior result due to, ये defensive result behavior जो होता है ये क्यों होता है, ये रिजल्ट ऑफ विच फैक्टर अकॉर्डिंग टू रॉजर? सो इट्स ड्यू टू इनएडुकेट एक्सपीरियंसेस. सो एंजाइटी एंड डिफेंसिव बिहेवियर रिजल्ट ऑफ इनएडुकेट एक्सपीरियंसेस बिकॉज ऑफ अनवर्दी एक्सपीरियंस बिकम एक्सक्लूडेड फ्रॉम सेल्फ कंसेप्ट even though they may be quite valid or natural. सो अगर डिफेंसिव बिहेवियर होता है, इंक्रीज होता है आपका, यह रिजल्ट होता है, तो ये इनएडुकेट एक्सपीरियंस ही होता है, नॉट एडुकेट एक्सपीरियंसेस. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, Rogers' personality theory fall in which regime of? So his theories fall under the humanistic psychology. And the next question, much of the behavior that we call personality result from reinforcement and observation learning according to Jung. Jung said that much of the behavior that we call personality result from reinforcement and observation learning according to Jung. जंग ने बोला कि जो पर्सनैलिटी होता है ये रीइंफोर्स से होता है एंड ऑब्जर्वेशन से होता है. सो ये आपका बोला था जंग ने. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द टर्म पर्सनैलिटी रेफर्स टू पर्सनैलिटी क्या है? पर्सनैलिटी रेफर्स टू द पैटर्न, एक्चुअली द होल इंडिविजुअल मीन्स द पर्सनैलिटी जो है इस टर्म रेफर्स द पैटर्न ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल एंड बिहेवियरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. ये इंक्लूड करता है बोथ साइकोलॉजिकल एंड बिहेवियरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक दैट डिस्टिंग्विश ईच पर्सन फ्रॉम एवरीवन एल्स एंड इट रेफर्स द होल इंडिविजुअल. सो ये एक आदमी का करेक्टरिस्टिक्स को डिफाइन करता है. दैट्स वाई इट्स एंड हीज और हर होल बिहेवियर इंक्लूडिंग हैबिट, वॉकिंग, टॉकिंग, sleeping, all these things. That's why it's include the personality refers to the whole individual. Now next, dash can be termed as relatively permanent change that occurred in person's beliefs and attitude with the time and experience. So यहाँ पे कौन सा ऐसा टर्म है जो relatively permanent है, change है, that occurs in person beliefs and attitude with the time and experiences. So we know that learning is a lifelong process, and with the time and experiences it's change, bring change our behavior, and this change or beliefs or attitudes more or less it's a permanent in nature. So learning is your option. Here will be your learning will be your answer. Now next question, which of the following is not an important aspect of generalized model of motivation process? So यहाँ पे दिया गया कौन सा ऑप्शन है जो इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट, जहाँ पे ये इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट नहीं है, ये एस्पेक्ट्स है जनरलाइज मॉडल ऑफ मोटिवेशन प्रोसेस का बट नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स. सो ये क्या है? सो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है नीड्स, बिहेवियर, इंसेंटिव्स, वांट्स. वी नो दैट नीड्स, बिहेवियर, इंसेंटिव्स और गोल और फीडबैक, दीज आर द जनरलाइज मॉडल फॉर मोटिवेशन प्रोसेस. But wants is not a important aspects or generalized model for motivation process. Wants is not. Other than wants, needs, behavior, incentives, goals, then feedback, these all are the motivation process generalized model. Now next question, a professional manager who may mobilize resources and allocates them to make a commercial gain from an opportunity is an example of leader, motivator, innovator, entrepreneur. So professional manager जो होते हैं वो mobilize करते हैं resources को and allocates करते हैं resources को for gaining commercial, that means money making or gaining money from an opportunity is an example of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur जो होता है money related gaining में काम करते हैं. So your option will be entrepreneur. He is a professional manager who mobilize and resources and allocate them for gaining money. Now next question, which among the following is not an institution? Okay, यहाँ पे दिया गया कौन सा is not an institution. We know that family, marriage, kinship, these all are institution, but peer group is not an institution. Peer group is normally a agent of socializations, or you can say is a group, or is a interactive group, or you can say is your agent for socialization, but it's not an institution. Family, marriage, school, kinship, these all are social institutions, but peer group is not an institution. Now next, according to whom crime prevention methods to be mainstay of law enforcement rather than punishment of criminals. तो किसका स्टेटमेंट है कि क्राइम जो प्रिवेंशन का मेथड्स है वो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट से होना चाहिए, लॉ को इम्प्लीमेंट करके होना चाहिए, लेजिस्लेशन को इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहिए, रेदर देन पनिशमेंट ऑफ क्रिमिनल्स. वो क्रिमिनल को पनिशमेंट के देने के बजाय अगर आप लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट करेंगे या तो लॉ इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे, देन जो क्राइम प्रिवेंशन है वो कम हो जाएगा, या तो ये बेस्ट मेथड बोला है या मेथड्स ऑफ क्राइम प्रिवेंशन। सो ये स्टेटमेंट किसने दिया था और किसने बोला था? So please comment me your answer. We'll start next video with this question, and before that I want to know whether you are aware about this option or this answer. So please let me know and comment me for this question answer. And thank you. If you like the content, please consider for subscribing, share with your friends. Please like the video so that I will get motivated to work with you. And again, thanks for watching and your huge response for this series. एंड ओके, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो पे।